Good morning, guys. Good evening, guys. Is it audible? Good evening, guys. Is it audible? Everyone. Is it audible? Fine, good. Now, guys, in the last class, I gave an assignment, guys. Is it finished, everyone? Total, I gave 5 programs, right? Is it 5 programs are finished, everyone? Good. Now, let us observe, guys, today, based on your for loops, let us do one more thing, guys. What is that? Yes. What is my requirement? Write a program to read a number, then display multiplication table, guys. Means what? Your program has to read number. For example, your program has to read one number, so it has to ask like this, guys. Enter any number. If I enter 5, imagine my number is in 5, then it has to display matrix multiplication table as 5 into 1 equal to 5, 5 into 2, check, 5 into 2 equal to 10, like, and 5 into 10 equal to 50. I need output like this, guys. From 1 to 10, I need one multiplication table. I need multiplication table. This is my requirement, guys. I need multiplication table. That is my requirement. Fine. Now, if you want to do this one, now let us observe. Observe, guys, if I want to do this one. Now here, guys, the range. Tell me, guys, range starts from which number, ends with which number? In this one, the range starts with which number and ends with which number, guys? Everyone check. Very good. The range starts with 1, ends with 10, right? Now, if you want to do this program, what we have to do? Let us observe simple logic. Write the for loop. First read the number. First read a number. What? Int n equal to sc dot. Next int of. Fine. Now, write a for loops, guys. For int I equal to 1, from 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Because I want to start with 1, I want to start with 1 and I want to end with what? 10. 1 to 10 I want. I need to generate a numbers from 1 to 10. So here, display time, what I have to display? System dot out dot println, system dot out dot println. My requirement is n, right? That's right. What? N plus. I need star symbol. That's why star symbol. Display star symbol. Plus 1, 2, 3, 4. This all is a sequence, right? The sequence is available in a variable called I, and then mention equal to symbol. Equal to the result. Sir, n into I want. That's why you have to mention n into I. Semicolon. That's it. Program is over, guys. This is your basic logic, guys. Everyone execute, guys, this program. I'm not writing complete class, so scanner import, creating scanner class object, reading. I didn't do anything, right? This is the main logic I provided to you. Everyone, what you have to do, execute this program once in your system. Check. Everyone execute this program in your system. I'm going to give you 3 minutes time. Within 3 minutes, finish this one, guys. Everyone, within 3 minutes, finish this program. Everyone, guys, execute in your system. Execute in your system. Once your execution is done, ping me the output, guys. Once your execution is done, ping me the output. Good, Bhargavi. Good, Pratiksha. Guys, everyone, do it. Good, Minusha. Now, everyone, do this one, guys. Okay. And for you, one more task, guys. Observe here. What is my requirement? What is my requirement? Good, Amit. Observe my requirement, guys. Write a program to read a number, then check whether given number is prime number or not. Write a program to read a number, then check given number is prime number or not, then check given number is prime number or not. Fine. Given number is prime number or not. Guys, what is a prime number, guys? How can you say that given number is a prime number? How can you decide given number is a prime number? Yes, everyone, guys. How can you decide a given number is a prime number? Good, Pratiksha. Any number which is divisible by 1 and itself is called as a prime number, right? Any number which is divisible by 1 and itself. That means the number should have only 2 divisibles, then it is called as a prime number, guys. Otherwise, it is not a prime number. Guys, for this prime number, if you open system, if you open your Google, type, if you open your Google, type code for prime number, you will get lot of codes, guys. I need 2 codes, guys, not 1 code. this prime number program only, this prime number program only, I need two codes. So this prime number program, the logic you can write, not only we can write in one way, we can write in different ways. What you have to do? Check your Google. No problem, guys. Check your Google. Collect the code, analyze yourself, execute it. Execute it. But two codes are required, two are different codes, not the same code. Same program, output is what? I will give you a number. It has to, whether it is a prime number or not. Check your Google, no problem, guys. In companies, every programmer, every developer is going to do that one only. When our team leader gives the task, of course we have to check the Google only. We'll collect the data from the Google. So you also, what you have to do, check Google, collect the data, no problem. Check Google, collect the data, no problem. After that, what you have to do? Do the program. But not one logic, I need two logics. But not single logic, I need two different logics, I need, guys. Check and ping me in next class. That is our one more task, guys. Fine. Guys, what is nested if, guys? What is nested if, guys? What is nested if? Everyone, what is nested if? A if statement inside of another if is called as a nested if, right? In the same way, we have one more concept now. What is the concept now? We are going to discuss about. Now we are going to discuss about what? Nested loop. Observe, guys, what we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss nested loop. What is nested loop, sir? Nested loops means, check, a loop inside of another loop is called as nested loop. A loop inside of another loop is called as a nested loop. When to use this nested loop? In the sense, if you want to work with table type of data, if you want to work with a table type of data, then we have to use nested loops, guys. If you want to work with table type of data, then we have to use nested loop. Observe, what type of data? Table type of data. If you want to work with table type of data, then we have to use what? Nested loops, guys. We have to use what? Nested loops. So here, based on number of rows and columns, based on number of rows and columns, your loop is decided. Based off number of rows and columns, your loop is decided. Now let us observe the syntax, guys. Now let us observe syntax. What is our syntax? For example, I'm writing like this, guys. What is the thing? For our syntax is observe for initialization semicolon condition semicolon increment or decrement in bracket. Here if you have any statement, you can write statements. Statement 1 And again what we have inside here, statement 2, statement 3, close. Observe everyone guys here. We have a for loop. Where this for loop is available inside of one more for loop, right? Then it is called as, and this statement is your choice guys, based on requirement you have to mention. Fine. So this is called as what guys? Your nested looping statement. This is called as what? Your nested loop. A loop statement is available inside of another loop. A loop is available inside of the another loop. When to use nested loop? If your requirement is what? If you want to work with a table type of data, then we can go for what? Nested loops. Your requirement is what? Table type of data, then we have to go for your nested loop. Here, as everyone tell me guys, first control comes to where here, this is called as an outer for loop. This first loop is called as an, observe guys, this first loop is called as an what? Outer loop. Outer loop. And this one is called as an inner loop. Outer loop, inner loop. Because two loops are available, right? Inner loop. Always observe one basic point guys. What is the basic point? If outer loop is false, outer loop condition is false, then only control comes outside. Until unless control never come outside guys. Outer loop condition false, then only control comes outside. Otherwise control never comes outside of the loop. First check guys. Now check the flow guys everyone. First control comes to a initialization part, right? First control comes to initialization part. Don't forget your basic for loop syntax guys. Initialization. From initialization control goes to where? From initialization control goes to where? Everyone, control goes to where? Control comes to condition. From here, control comes to condition. So if check the condition, it checks the condition. If condition is false, imagine if condition is a false, is it executed inner for loop? Imagine if outer for loop condition false, is it executed inner for loop? If condition is false, control directly comes outside of the loop guys. When in case outer for loop is false, only outer for loop is false, then only control comes outside of the for loop. Otherwise it never come outside of the loop. Otherwise it never comes outside of the loop, guys. Fine. Imagine the control is not false, the control is a true, I mean the condition is true. Then if condition is true, once again it control comes to where? So inner for loop initialization part. Observe the flow. After initialization, from here control will come to where? Condition. Guys, check the steps everyone. Now again guys, check the condition. In case condition is a true, it will execute the statements. It will execute the statements. Basic for loop. Remember your basic for loop. Execute the statement. After executing the statement, control will go to where, guys? After executing the statement, control will go to where? Guys, outer loop increment decrement or inner loop increment decrement? Very good. It will go to where? Inner loop. It will go to where? Inner loop increment decrement. From here control will go to inner loop increment decrement. Check. Initialization, then control comes to condition. After condition it will execute the statement. After the condition it will execute the statement. Once statements are executed, then control comes to inner increment decrement. From here again control comes to condition. From here again control check for condition. If once again condition is true, again it will execute all our statements. Again it will execute all our statements. After executing statements, once again control back to where? Your increment decrement. From increment decrement, control will come to where? Your condition. Control will come to where, guys? Your condition. And this process is repeated. Observe, guys, this process is repeated until, observe, this process is repeated here. This process is repeated until what happened? This condition, inner condition, is false. When our inner condition is false, control comes outside of the inner for loop. Guys, observe. When our condition is false, then control comes outside of the inner for loop. Outside of the for loop when our condition false. Guys, once inner for loop is false, then control goes to where? Inner loop is false. Inner for loop is false, then control goes to where? When our inner for loop is false, from here control will move to where? Outer. Guys, check the flow everyone. Outer increment decrement. Guys, this one is a little bit confused, guys. If you are not focusing, if you are not listening properly, it will confuse. Observe the flow. And after increment decrement, from here control will come to where? Your condition. Once again it will check the condition. Check once again it will check the condition. Sir, if the condition is true, in case condition is true, what it will do? Once again control comes to inside, again inner for loop initialization. From inner for loop, again this process is repeated. Condition statements are executed, and from here control will move to where your inner increment decrement. From here condition, this process is repeated. When our inner condition is false, again control comes outside of the for loop. After that, here control, what it will do guys, control will return to where your outer for loop increment decrement. From here again control will check condition. Here again it will check what condition. This process is repeated until your outer condition becomes false. When our outer condition is false, then only control come outside of the loop guys. Then only control comes outside of the loop. I'm giving 2 minutes time guys. Everyone check the flow guys. I'm giving 2 minutes time. Everyone check the flow. In your notes once write yourself. In your notes once write yourself. 2 minutes, take 2 minutes time guys. No problem, understand the flow. Because next all programs are depending on this flow only. So check, take 2 minutes, observe the flow. Everyone take one book, write this logic, execute, run yourself. Everyone take one book, write the flow, then run it. Means check the flow so that you will understood. Now check one example guys. Write a program to display following output. I want display output as 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is the output which I need guys. Guys observe, I need, this is the output I want to display. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Guys here, how many rows and how many columns are there? In this one, how many number of rows? And how many number of columns? How many number of rows we have? How many number of columns we have? Very good. Of course, we have 2 rows and 3 columns, right? We have 2 rows followed by 3 columns. How many rows we have? 2 rows available, 3 columns we have. Fine, very good. Now, if you want to display this data, what we have to do? First, write the loop. This is table type of data, right? If you have a table type of data is available, then compulsory we have to go for nested loops, guys. Table type of data is available, go for nested loops. Observe how to write the loop. For int I equal to or int row equal to 1 semicolon, row less than or equal to how many rows, guys? 2, right? So mention 2, row plus plus, row equal to 1, row less than or equal to 2, row plus plus. And here write inner for loop, guys. First one is for the sake of rows I mentioned. Second one is for in column equal to 1, column less than or equal to how many columns we have? 3 columns, right? Mention 3 columns. Column plus plus. Always observe column plus plus. Row plus plus, then column plus plus. Fine. Now system dot out dot println. What I want to display, sir? I want to display system dot out dot println display column plus slash t. I need some tab space, right? That's why slash t. Slash t will give you tab space. In between 1 and 2, some space is available, that is called tab space. C value I'm displaying, tab space I need, and close. Nothing else, yes. Only this is the statement which we have to mention. And then here system.out.println, that's it. System.out.println statement mention and close the bracket. Guys, this is the logic which is used to display above output, guys. Now, how I am writing in the syntax, guys, the flow, how I mention the flow. In the same way, on this one, mention the flow, guys, everyone. This is the program. On this program, so this is your flow, guys, this program. Write the flow, guys, everyone. Everyone write the flow and check the output. What is the output we are getting? Take 2 minutes time in your book. How I explained the previous one, the flow. Yes, based on that flow, apply here, guys, on this logic. On this logic, apply everyone and check what is the output we are getting. First control comes to R equal to 1. First control comes to R equal to 1. That means R value is 1. Row is what? 1. After here, control come to your condition. Control comes to condition. Row less than or equal to 2. That means R value is 1. It checks the condition. 1 less than or equal to 2. Condition is true, right? When our condition is true, control will come to where? Inside. When our control come to inside, when our control comes to inside what is available? Column equal to 1, right? Inside what is there, guys? Column equal to 1, right? So when our column equal to 1, make it as in column equal to 1. So C value is how much? C value is how much? 1. After that, control will come to condition, right? From here, control will come to condition. Control comes to where? Condition, right? So in condition, what it checks? 1 less than or equal to 3 or not. Sir, which is true? If it is true, control comes to inside, right? Guys, everyone, how I am writing like this? Everyone check the flow. Control execute the statement. Guys, because of C value is 1. Because of that, we are going to get output as. Because of that, we are going to get output as n. What is output we are going to get? So we are going to get output as n 1 as the output. Because of /t, cursor is available in the table space. After this, control back to. After this, control back to where? After this, control back to your column plus plus, not row plus plus, where it will go column plus plus, right? After this, control comes to column plus plus. Because of column plus plus, your column value instead of 1, your column value become how much? 2. Column value is how much? Now it will become 2. Now after increment the value, control will come to where? From here, control will come to condition. Control will come to where? Condition. In condition, C less than or equal 3, because of C less than or equal 3, it checks the condition as 2 less than or equal to 3, which is what gets true. Which is what? True, right? Because of true, once again it will execute it, and we are going to get output as in 2. In the next iteration, 2 value becomes how much? 3. 2 value become how much? 3. And it checks the condition as 3 less than or equal 3, which is true. Which is true. Because of true, we are going to get output as 3 as the output. We are going to get output as 3 as the output now. Okay. So we are going to get 3 as output. In the next iteration, what happened, guys? 3 is erased. 3 is erased. And then we are getting what? We are getting 4. We are getting what? 4. And it checks the condition. 4 less than or equal 3. Guys, 4 less than or equal 3. Is it the condition is true or false? Less than or equal 3. Is it condition true or false? Of course, condition is false, right? Because of false, control comes. Because of condition false, control comes outside of the loop. In outside of the loop, what we have? SOP, system.out.println. Because of SOP statement, your cursor will go to where? Next line. Second row, because second row, for the sake of control, has to go to next line. We are using SOP, guys. Otherwise, SOP is not required. Only for the sake of control has to move to next line. Then control what it will do after this, control what it will do from here. Control will go to control go to where? R plus plus. R plus plus. Because of R plus plus, one value become how much? 2. Check, one value become 2, right? Again, from here, control back to condition. It checks the condition. What is the condition here? It checks, now it checks the condition as 2 less than or equal to 3 or not. So 2 less than or equal to 2 or not, which is true. When our condition is true, control once again goes to inside. C equal 1. Because of C equal 1, our previous C value is erased. Now we have what is the C value? 1. Now we have what is the C value? 1 is the C value. Same story repeated. Because of same story, what will happen? Same thing repeats. Same thing repeats. So because of same thing repeat, we are going to get next row. You are going to get what? Next row output. And again control comes to row and it checks. Your 2 value is erased. Now in place of 2, we are going to get what is the value? The next value will be 3. And it checks the condition. 3 less than or equal to. Guys, is it 3 less than or equal to? Condition true or false? When our condition is a false, then only control comes where? Outside of the loop. And your program stops. Outside of the loop and your program execution will stop. This is the flow, guys. This is the flow. So execute once. Let us observe one small example program. New Java class nested example 1. For int row equal 1, row less than or equal to 2, row plus plus. For int column equal 1, column less than or equal to 3, column plus plus. System.out.print. I just want to display what? Only C value /t. System.out.println. Close the loop. Save your program. Nested example 1. Nested example 1. Enter. And compile your program, guys. Let's open your location. Just a minute, I will open command prompt. Java C space nested example1 dot Java. Java space nested example1. Check 1 2 3 1 2 3 comes right. 2 rows. In case, sir, I need 5 rows. Make it as in 5. I need 5 rows. Make it as in 5. And now compile and execute. Compile, then execute. Observe. 5 rows, 3 columns. Based on number of rows, it will change. I'm displaying column. That's why I'm getting what? Column data. Instead of column, if you display row, now check it, compile, execute. 1 1 1 2 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 5, all 5 comes right. So this is the flow, guys. What you have to understand, you just understand the flow. Flow is very, very important. Observe the flow. Fine. And for you, I'm going to give one task. Just a minute, guys. I'll give the task. Give me 2 minutes, guys. I'm going to give you a task on the nested loops. Your task is what? You have to display this flow, guys. You have to display this flow. I need to get, guys, this is your task, guys. I need to get this output. I need this output, guys. Means total how many programs here? Totally 6 programs are there. Everyone check, guys. Totally 6 programs are there. How to get? Guys, here for all programs, the basic condition is what? Your looping is same. Guys, here how many rows, how many columns are available? Everyone check. How many rows and how many columns are available? Everyone, guys, how many rows and how many columns? These all are belongs to 5 rows, 5 columns, right? So table type of data. So we have to write the loop like this, guys. I'm just giving loop. Check. For int row equal to 1, row less than or equal to 5, row plus plus. For int column equal to 1, column less than or equal to 5, column plus plus. Here we have to write some logic. What is the logic we have to write? That's your choice. Here, println. For all these things, maximum you have to write same logic, guys. For only one program, that to last one, only for the sake of last one, we have to do one small modification that. So in between these 2 lines, we have to write one small line here. That's it. This is your basic flow, guys. How to do it, that's your task. Fine. How many rows, how many columns, based on that decide. And once if it is done, guys, tomorrow is Sunday, tomorrow we don't have any session, right? Tomorrow we don't have any session, right? That's why I am going to give you one more task, guys. What is one more task? This is one more task. Guys, this is 6 programs. Previous one is 6 program and this is also 6 programs. Guys, here how many rows and how many columns are available? Let us take the first one. I will explain one. Remaining you have to do it, guys. In this one, how many rows, how many columns are available? This is also 5 rows and 5 columns. But one small change, right? Compared to previous one and this one. Observe what is the change. Row, column. Guys, so in row 1, how many values are available? In row 1, in first row, how many values are available? In row 1, how many values are available? Very good. Only one value. Fine. In row 2, how many values are available? In row 2, how many values are available? Very good. We have 2 values. Row 3, 3 values. Row 4, 4 values. Row 5, 5 values, right? That means indirectly your column values are depending on rows, right? Check everyone, guys. Indirectly, then in first row 1 value, sir. Second row 2 values, sir. Third row 3 values. Fourth row 4 values. Fifth row 5 values. Indirectly, your number of rows are depends on, so number of columns, column values are depends on rows, right? So that how to write this for loop in the sense, observe. For int row equal to 1, row less than or equal to 5, because 5 rows fixed, row plus plus, row plus plus. Then what we can do, observe. For in column equal to 1, my column value is depends on my row, that's why C less than or equal to or column plus plus. Here write our logic. Here system.out.println. That's it. System.out.println. Close the bracket. Close the brackets. Check. Observe the example, guys. Programmatically check it. My row, my column values are depending on rows. My column values are depending on rows. C equal 1, C less than or equal to or C plus plus. Remaining everything will be same. Go for what? Compilation. Compile, execute. Getting 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. Instead of R, if I give C. Instead of R, if I give C. Compile, execute. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming, right? So whatever the values you are displaying, based on that we are getting the result, guys. Based on that we are getting the result. So your task is what? Is you have to get this output. You have to get these output, guys. That is your task. Fine. If you want, you can take what your Google help also, no problem at all. If you want, you can take your Google help also, no problem at all. But you have to finish. But you have to finish. whether you are taking Google Help or some other place help, no problem, take, understand the logic and execute the logic, guys. Understand then execute the logic. I only said if you want, take Google Help, no problem at all, take Google Help also, take Google Help also, but understand the logic. Okay, understand the logic. Okay, everyone observe, guys. In this one, second one, what? Your rows, I mean your column values are indirectly depends on rows, right? Your column values are indirectly depends on rows, right? That's why we have to write C less than or equal to R. To understand this, what I have to do? How I am explaining here? Everyone observe how I am explaining here? Taking R value, taking C value, first row, second row, iterating. How I am explaining output also? Like this one also execute it so that you will get the output, guys. Yourself practice, guys, because you are the programmer. Don't forget you are the programmer. So you have to understand. You are the programmer, so you have to understand how I am executing, like that you have to execute. And one more task, guys, one more final task for you. One more final task is what? I need this one also. But this one you have to use 3 for loops, guys. No problem. Collect the logic from Google. Analyze yourself. Because tomorrow once you join into the company, our task is what? That one only. We have to collect the logics. Every time we never write entire logic, guys. We are writing, so almost 60% of the logic will collect from the Google. Remaining 40% of the logic we have to write. But you should know now how the flow will be, how it will be executed, everything. That's why you should be strong in the logic. That's why I gave. My target is what, guys? You should be perfect in all the angles, not in one angle, guys. So that tomorrow if you're attending any interview, you are perfect. You can get the job easily, guys. Otherwise, you can't get the job. Theoretically as well as practically. In both, you should be strong. Theoretically as well as practically, both you should be strong. Guys, total observe how many programs I gave? 6 plus 6 plus, not 6. How many I gave? Okay, 3, 3, 6 plus 1. 12, 13 programs I gave, guys. Total how many programs, guys? 13 programs I gave as a 13 programs I gave as a task. Everyone finish. Fine. And now observe, guys, here one more thing. Guys, everyone once ping me your mail IDs, guys, once again. Everyone once ping me your mail IDs. Everyone once ping me your mail ID. Guys, weekly thrice or twice I am collecting email IDs to verify how many of you are regular, how many of you are irregular. How to check? If you are irregular, then I will remove you from the meeting, guys. Myself, I am going to remove the meeting. One day attending, second day not attending. If you are doing such type of things, I will remove you, guys. I never encourage you. I never encourage you. So if you are regular, then only I will accept. Otherwise, I never accept, guys. Fine. Everyone ping your email IDs, guys. Everyone. And of course, guys, so already as I mentioned in the previous session, what we are going to do, we are going to start advanced concepts in your core Java. Advanced concepts in your core Java. Of course, for that one you have to register yourself. Everyone, guys, today I'm not going to discuss any advanced topics today. Today I'm not going to discuss any advanced topic today. We'll discuss from Monday onwards, guys. Because for advanced topics, a separate new link will be created Monday. Those who done the payments before our class, means today and tomorrow you have the time. And Monday, they are going to create a new link for advanced topics, guys. Monday, they are going to create a new link for advanced topics. Those who done the registration, only those candidates, those who done the registration, only those candidates allowed for advanced topics. Other people not allowed. Other people are not allowed. So you have still Sunday's time is available, Monday up to afternoon, because our session is at evening, right? So if you are complete, if you are done your payment, your registration, if you done your registration before, means afternoon, you are going to get the link. Otherwise you never get the link, guys. You missed our sessions, guys. Already you know how our task will be, how our classroom will be, right? So decide yourself, complete your registrations as well as possible. Fine. So that's it for today, guys, and we'll meet tomorrow, guys. Sujit, is it your first class? Yes, Manoranjan Naik. Wait, Akhil. Sujit, I said what? The complete core Java class. If you attend complete core Java classes, then only I will provide it. Piyush, today class, maybe they will upload either today or tomorrow. Pratiksha, that 13 programs are there, right? 13 programs plus prime number is 14th program. Total 14 programs are there. That is only task, no exam, because that task is enough for you. Because if you do that one, so you need some time to refresh also. More task, it will be a problem. Sujit, not completed. Still 30 days are there, Sujit. Advanced topics are there. Core Java advanced topics are there. Yeah, Venkat Naga. Fine. Akhil, take the screenshot. The programs were asking, right? Take the screenshot, Akhil. This is the first 6 programs. Vaishnavi, 30 sessions required. Still 30 sessions required. Just a minute, Akhil. I will place this logic. Is it possible? Yeah, check it. Dattatreya, 30 sessions required for advanced concepts. 30 sessions required for advanced concepts. I will take last one. Yeah. Akhil, is it completed? Yeah. Thank you guys. We'll meet Monday. We'll meet Monday. Thank you guys.